when I first moved to Boulder when I was 11. It was right after my parents split up. They got a divorce, and my dad stayed living in Texas, and we were traveling on our way up here, stopping through Kansas at my grandma's house, and my grandma made me her strawberry banana bread, which is my all-time favorite treat that she makes. And she made me 2 loaves to send on my way with me to help the transition a little bit. I think definitely when it's something homemade, it's a lot of thought that goes into it, a lot of love, a lot of care. Somebody took a lot of time out of their day to, make something special just for you.
I entered a relationship with someone in college who taught me a little bit about how to cook, and I wanted to surprise them at one point for their birthday. So I made them spaghetti because that was the first thing they taught me how to make. And I remember making the noodles and the sauce, and I cut up little pieces of cheese into like little hearts, and I melted it on top. And we ate that meal together, and they were really surprised. And even though the noodles were still kind of not fully cooked, and maybe the sauce wasn't perfect, they still really appreciated that, and I have been cooking ever since.
When I was a kid, my mum would always cook a particular type of chops, lamb chops, and she would cook them in a particular sort of way. They were always grilled, and they came with salad and potatoes and things like that. And Mum always cooked more than we needed, and so it was a race between my father and I as who could finish what was on their plate the fastest, so we could go back for seconds and get the last of the lamb chops.
I'm from a family of 6 kids, and we didn't have a lot of money, and we're all a year apart. And it was in the 50s and early 60s, and I remember my mom cooking food that smelled really good all the time. Even though we couldn't really do much, it just was nice to have that food smell.
And I still remember the smell and the flavour of those lamb chops, even though that's 40 years ago.
Just the smell of it kind of takes you back to that place.
When I'm down and out, I cook good food so my house will smell.
It's just a cultural thing and something that families do together. I learned to cook from my mom, and just seeing the difference between like the way my mom cooks things and my dad cooks things, and it's I guess something that you were always brought up with. And now I'm actually vegan, so I try to veganize things as much as I can. So try to take those traditional dessert recipes from my family and make them my own.
For me, it's about not just the eating, but it's about the preparation. So as a kid, I was always part of preparing the meal and doing the cooking and those kind of things.
I'm from a family of 8 children, so my big memories of my mom are always behind the stove. My mom and her sisters would all be in the kitchen cooking and talking at the same time, and that's my memories of growing up. It was always around food.
My nieces, when they were younger, loved to make food, and I just absolutely love to go and pay for all the food to show them that you can do anything that you want. People in the family would be like, you can't make, this or that, and I'd be like, oh yeah, you can. Let's get online. Let's figure this out.
I think food is super cultural, and so it is something that people have in common.
I think it's the vital source that's part of the blood that connects us all, and with other cultures.
There's so many different colors and shapes in our world, and I think food is all about that too. There's so many different flavors, there's so many different mixes that you could have all together.
One of my fondest memories is my grandpa used to make chicken and dumplings in Oklahoma City, and he was a chef during the World War II in Pearl Harbor after the war, and fed the troops over there. And he brought back his recipe for chicken and dumplings, and he used to make them for us probably once a month on a Sunday, and it was the best thing in the entire world. I never will forget them. Chicken and dumplings. Baked them in the oven.
I remember when I was a little girl, my grandmother,
My mom,
grandparents, friends, family,
My mom, children, my brother's grandma's German potato salad,
green chili,
cottage cheese,
enchiladas,
strawberry rhubarb cake, peppers, cucumbers,
Shashlik,
English muffins.
Food's a great thing to taste and share.
Once we all sit down, where I grew up and even now with us, we don't have a television on. We sit at the dinner table and we talk. And it's just part of bringing people together and just enjoying each other's company.
Food
well, it's a necessity. We need it to live, but it's more than that. It carries a lot of cultural and social meaning, and it does bring us together, whether that's family or other loved ones, because it's a moment that we can share something, and not just sustenance but pleasure.